Welcome to the broadcast, everybody. My name's Trevor, and I'm here to give you your NFL Sunday player prop picks for this super wild card weekend hosted by PineSports.com. Now, I'm actually recording this before Saturday's games, but in case you want to go ahead and check out my picks for the Bengals, Raiders, and Bills, Patriots, I'll go ahead and have a card up on the screen right now. But I have three more picks for those three games going on tomorrow evening. So without a doubt, let's get to it. So of course, I got a lead on all of these picks by using the player prop cheat sheet over on PineSports.com. And this one was in the top 5 for tomorrow's action. It's Ezekiel Elliot under 12.5 longest rush attempt at minus 120 odds. I absolutely love this pick because we have a couple graphs to go ahead and back it up. You know how we do here. In the past 10 games, he's only hit that over once, and that was but when he was facing the Giants, he got 13 yards as his long. That is the only time in the past 10 games he has hit the over. When Dallas looks for a long rush, they go to Tony Pollard. Zeke averages around 12 and a half attempts per game with longs averaging around 10.5 yards. Tony Pollard, on the other hand, is getting about 7.5 attempts per game, but his highs are all the way at 18. And the second half of this is the matchup. San Francisco has a pretty good rush defense. San Francisco allows the 10th fewest yards per carry this season. And now let's zoom in a little bit more even to that, because you see on screen, this is a graph of the longest rush attempt against the 49ers this season if the rusher has had at least 5 attempts on the day. And you notice there are 28 instances, only 9 have hit the over in this case, only 32%. For some reasons we're going to get into a little bit later, I really love this pick. I think Dallas is going to go into a very pass-heavy offense, and I don't think Zeke is going to be able to see I don't think he's going to get to double-digit carries, and I don't think he's going to be able to have that breakout run in this game. So Ezekiel Elliott under 12.5 longest rush attempt in this game. So I actually have 2 plays for this Tampa Bay and Philadelphia game. I'm staying away from Kansas City, Pittsburgh. I cannot get a good read on that game at all. And of course, I don't want to give y'all a pick if I'm not confident in it myself. But I am confident in Jalen Hurts under 252.5 pass and rush yards at minus 115 odds. I've seen this go down since I placed my pick. It's all the way down to about 250 now, but I still think that there is massive value even a minus 115 there. You see, in the past 10 games, including one against Tampa Bay where he only had 159 yards combined, but in only 3 of the past 10 games, he's been able to hit the over, and 2 of those games were against the Washington football team. And as you see on this graph, Washington had the worst total yards allowed to quarterbacks, passing and rushing, of course, in the entire league. Now, Tampa Bay is about 50 yards better. We're talking about 226 through the air and around 21 on the ground. Now you say, that's right at our total, and you're 100% correct, but the Eagles are a run-first team. And we know that Tampa Bay rush defense is deadly, but let's look at the Eagles first. In wins, they rush the ball over 37 times per game. In losses, 27 times. When they rush, they win, but they're not going to have many opportunities to rush because the Tampa Bay Bucs are one of the 4 defenses in the league allowing less than 100 rushing yards on the ground. Coincidentally, Philadelphia isn't too far off, and that's going to lead into our next pick. They only allow 108 rushing yards per game. I'm thinking this should be a really pass-heavy game on both sides. We know who that favors in this matchup. Of course, it's going to favor Bucs and Tom Brady specifically. I feel like Philadelphia is going to have a really difficult time getting into a rhythm, and that's going to really hurt Hurts. So I got one last pick for y'all, and I think it's going to be able to tie everything we've talked about so far very well together, and that's Mike Evans over 21.5 longest reception in this game at minus 110 odds. We see that he's been able to hit this in 7 out of the past 10 games, with some highs even coming above 40 yards. His projection against Philadelphia is right at about 27, and projected win rate right at 2 2/3, which is awesome because, like I said, I think this is going to be a pass heavy game. And looking at the Bucs deep threat options, we have Cyril Grayson, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans. This is, of course, their longest gain in any single game, the average across the entire season. So Cyril Grayson, he's out this game. We all know what happened to Antonio Brown. So therefore, Mike Evans is has the highest longest reception average on the Bucs right now. So he's even more of a de facto deep threat for Tom Brady. He should see a handful of targets in that 15 to 20 yard range, which is why I love this. Now, you might say, Philadelphia has a really good pass defense, and you'd be 100% correct. They allow the 5th fewest yards per attempt in the league and hold opposing receivers to under 21.5 yard longs in 2/3 of games. Now, you're probably saying, why do you like Mike Evans to hit the over when it's the exact same statistic for Ezekiel Elliot? And this is where I'm really using the player prop cheat sheet over on Pine to my advantage. Now, they had some prime picks, and with all of the data we have over there at Pine saying that both Dak Prescott and Tom Brady are going to pass the ball a lot. They are both projected to hit their overs at 37.5 and 38.5 regardless. I thought about making a play on them, but I didn't want it to be one of my 3 in this video. I personally like them both to throw the ball at least 40 times. I expect Mike Evans to be a huge beneficiary of that, being able to at least haul one down for maybe a 23 to 25 yard gain, while Ezekiel Elliott will get fewer rush attempts. Not even sure he's going to get to 10 on the night. So that's why I don't like his long rush attempts either. He's just not going to have the opportunity, while Mike Evans will. It all comes down to seeing everything we got on the player prop cheat sheet and making it all work together. So those are going to be my 3 picks for the day, but of course it's a jam-packed day, and I want to know, what are your prop locks for Sunday's action? Please go ahead and drop them down in the comments. If you need a little bit more insight, a little bit more analysis before you go ahead and make that prop lock, head over to pine-sports.com to sign up for a free account where you can use all of the tools and features I use to make my picks today. You'll also get access to Pine Predict, the world's first AI model where you can enter in your own stats and help predict the winner, the spread, and over-under results for all 4 major North American sports, including the NFL playoffs. Links for everything down in the description. We are going to be back tomorrow, or Monday rather. We're going to be back Monday, going back to the NBA. We'll be doing a short to go ahead and talk about the Arizona and LA Rams, because I will have one pick for that. But over these next 3 days, best of luck. I'll see you next time, and deuces.